Recidivism is the tendency of a convicted criminal to reoffend. According to the National Institute of Justice, within 5 years, 3/4 or 76% of released prisoners were rearrested. So why is it important to figure out how we can lower recidivism rates? 1,330,000 people are in state prisons according to Prison Policy Initiative. Incarceration is expensive. According to Christian Hendrickson and Ruth Delaney, authors of The Price of Prisons, What Incarceration Costs Taxpayers. In 2012, the price to taxpayers was $39 million. I personally think the state of our economy when I hear that amount and wonder how we could benefit if we even cut that amount in half. I'm no politician, but I wonder if putting that money into education would be a much better use. We constantly hear people talking about wanting free colleges. If we could take that money and redistribute it to be able to use for college, we might be able to make that ideal a reality. So what can we do to reduce recidivism rates? According to Think Progress's article, as the right bemoans Norway's criminal justice system, it is one of the safest countries on earth. Norway's recidivism rates are at about 20%. Why such a drastic difference? Norway focuses on rehabilitation and their max sentence is 21 years. They don't even offer life in prison. Meanwhile, you have places in America where you get life for being a repeat offender. So say you have committed 3 different crimes, you end up with life in prison for something small like traffic tickets. Something that happens also to drug offenders a lot. Because here in America, we focus on punitive justice rather than rehabilitation. According to Doug Hooley, the author of 6 evidence-based practices proven to lower recidivism, we need to increase positive reinforcement. There's a prison in Texas that's taken away throwing people in the hole, which is basically locking them in a little box for months at a time. Also, there are few programs available to offenders after release. We institutionalize them, treat them like caged animals, and expect them to be able to reintegrate into normal life, figure out how to get a job and do things the right way, but we give them no tools as to how. Also, I think that the places that employ ex-cons are so very few, it's hard to expect for all of them to be able to find jobs, especially if they have families to support. We need to encourage employers to give these people a chance, and lowering recidivism rates helps everyone in taxes. So what happens if we don't lower recidivism? For one, crime rates will continue to rise. Criminals will keep being criminals. Secondly, the rates of the incarcerated will continue to increase, subsequently increasing the demand to raise taxes to house criminals. Lastly, the recidivism rates will continue to climb as well. In recap, we have extremely high recidivism rate, which because we don't focus on programs to help, but merely on punitive justice. We want to house people until their release, but not creating any ways for them to change. This is going to prove detrimental to our economy. We as citizens need to make a push to our government to demand change. We need to require them to focus on rehabilitation and not punitive justice. We also need to eliminate privatized prisons because it's their business to house offenders. Lower recidivism rates isn't good for their business. I would love to live in a country where criminal justice system is modeled after Norway's, where their recidivism rates are 50% lower than ours, and they are considered one of the safest countries on earth. Thank you.